Consent, also known as substance use disorder. Drug addiction is a disease that affects a person's brain and behavior, resulting in an ability to control the use of legal or illegal drugs or medication. Substances like alcohol, marijuana, and continued are also considered drugs. When you are addicted, you can continue to use the drug despite the damage it causes, origin, or antecedents. In the first semi-synthetic opiate, heroin was created and was marketed by the Bayer factory as a substitute for opium and morphine in addiction treatments. Its eye addiction causes that in the United States and England. In general, a strong addiction that spreads throughout the rest of the world. It's a its hallucinogenic properties will probably freeze disorder in the AIDS. As some your greeting indicates that to the much him makes you see monster and dead. If us long it can communicate with spirits and lighten the body. Cannabis is currently one of the most widely used drugs worldwide, in the form of marijuana, hashish, and hash oil. In the United States, the use of cocaine stimulates diet to back to 5 The coca plant rate will until in the 3rd century in began to be cultivated by Colombians who extended it to south. Causes. If you started taking drugs, why would you use these substances? If you lacked motivation, you could fall into drugs. The exact cause of drugs is not known. A person joins the action of drugs, peer pressure, emotional distress, anxiety, depression, and environmental stress might be involved. Many people who have a substance use problem have depression, attention deficit disorder, post-traumatic stress disorder, or another mental health problem. A diseased lifestyle and low self-esteem are also common. If you had bad company, he would also take drugs. If you had drugs problem, you would have to go to the doctor. Consequences. If you were a drug addict, you would be in poor health. According to the tape, health, drug use organizes or interventions in the appearances of various diseases, damages organic and psychosocial problems. For example, hepatitis, cirrhosis, cardiovascular disorders, depression, psychosis, paranoia, etc. Social. Drug addicts are often involved in aggression, public disorder, racial conflict, marginalization. Economy. Given the enormous volume of money that moves the drug and drug trafficking market, both consumers and countries in significant debates, organized games are created, national economic destabilization occurs, etc. According to the level, individual, art damage especially by the drug user myself. Community, drug use generates a multitude of negative consequences for the drug dependent family, friends, neighbors. Society, in society is process effects in the structure and organization. Greater demands for the health services, the greater seeking for crimes property prevention of organized crime through drug trafficking networks.
How reduce the brighter brain? Is a drug addiction the structure avoid? The question, the drug structure. Is the variety differential result large abroad? Is the question right a variety how everyday controls a hygiene features humanity civility. Ration and right normative functional activity natural visionary neutrally. Never, nearly use and never had. Can is used cognition, horror, um, systematic, hybrid, variety, action, network, especially have ready international fast array. Is the structure series for information is the path from network. A network first every difference array definition is the neutral and chamber and nation depression. Is ultimate approaching the pride network. Is the mar is choosing the pain. Is relativity activity or features of white mediation relative. Naturally bands and right never suffered. Neurologic systematic.
Problems. Cocaine is associated with problems related to the heart, such as hypertension, arthritis, forming of blood clots, or narrowing for the arteries. When the consuming of addictive substance leads to types of myocardial failure, it is due to the fact that the heart can no longer pump blood due to progressive dilatation on the of the ventricles. A cold consuming affects the liver and is one of the main causes of hepatitis or cirrhosis. Various types of substances seriously affect the liver. It's very common of addicted people to have a yellowish color due to problems with their liver. Drug use causes an increase in liver fat. This is because these fats do not do burn regularly, and by not burning regularly, the liver does not completely function well. Behavioral disorders. Drugs make people impulsive, but in a bad way. You don't know how to handle complex situations and you react violently. Common feelings of confusion, depression, anxiety, bad mood, panic attacks, misery, and others are common. It is true that these symptoms appear and that they are eventually strangers of confusion. Episodes of psychotic paranoia, where a congregate are really are be complete loss. Its power has been shown to be a trigger of physical disorders and schizophrenia. Tobacco is associated with bronchopulmonary cancer, chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, ischemic heart disease, and cerebrovascular disease. As for cannabis and its derivatives, it favors the appearance of respiratory problems due in the part to the consumption of tobacco to consume them. If you were addicted to drugs, you could have mental illness. If you were a drug addict, you could have heart disease.
3. If you are a compulsive drug addict, you could receive psychological help. There are medications such as methadone, buprenorphine, and naltrexone that are used to treat people addicted to opioid substances. While for tobacco addicts, there are nicotine preparations, patches, gum, pills, and nasal spray. In addition of the drugs varicycline and bupropion, disulfiram, acamprosate, and naltrexone, psychoactive medications such as antidepressants, anxiolytics, mood stabilizer, or antipsychotics can be critical to treat success with patients have simultaneous mental disorders. Behavioral therapies can help motivate drug addicts to participate in drug dream after strategies for coping with the desire to use drugs this way to avoid them and prevent relapse. Group therapy can provide social reinforcement and help promote abstinence and a drug-free lifestyle. Some of the more established behavioral treatments, such as contingency management and cognitive behavioral therapy. Prevention. If I avoided drugs, I will be in good mental health. Prevention can be carried out in informal education space such as schools and in non-formal education space such as specific collective centers, in the family space, in the field of leisure, in nightlife space, within the community, within health service, at work. There are also selective, universal, and indica prevention programs. If you had traumatic experience, you should not use drugs. If you have to relieve stress, you should not inhale drugs or take drugs.